Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new review. You know, you have seen the title and the description, so you know this is, of course, Boccanera by Orto Parisi. Boccanera by Orto Parisi. There is a lot going on in this fragrance. So I always start off with the nomenclature, and there's actually a lot going on behind the name and the apparent house. And we'll talk about that right now, actually, because I'm going to read. So the nose behind this one is Alessandro Galtieri. And you might say, wait a minute, that is the guy who did, yep, Black Afghano. So Nasomatto is the house and Black Afghano is the fragrance. This Orto Parisi is his project. Okay, so the plot thickens. So you might say to yourself, if this is a project and not a house, you mean like it's got some sort of like manifesto or something? Actually, it does. So I'm going to read it straight from the website, his manifesto, and I'll tell you why this is important. Boccanera is, of course, Italian for, it's either dirty, I saw dirty mouth. So nera is black. So I guess one possibility is that it is black mouth. But dark mouth is what I found the most in translation. And then I also found a reference to dirty mouth. And then it's also something I didn't know. It is a last name as well. I don't think this is what it is here, but it is a last name in Italian. And it is a northern Italian-based last name. So it started in Genoa. Which would be northwestern Italy. And then it is actually more prominent, I read, in Venice. And so that would be northeastern Italy. Okay, and that's my Italian geography for the day. Now, here's the manifesto. I'm going to read it directly, and I want you to listen because it has something to do with bocca, mouth, nera. Here we go. Manifesto. The parts of the body that carry more smell are those where more soul is collected. Whoa. The strong smells have become unpleasant to us because the excess of soul is intolerable to the extent that our innate animalism is repressed and breaking from civilization. This project is my garden. I have planted, fertilized, cultivated, and harvested. Orto Parisi states that our body is experienced like a garden and its smells are a true mirror of our soul. You see, the next time your partner says you have bad breath, you can just say, I'm sorry, I've just got more soul. Deal with it. Okay? There you go. So Boccanera stems from this idea of the body and its smells and odors. Now, the next thing he goes on to say, and I think this is actually a translation from Italian, but I'll read it. It says the following, referring to the project. This project I wanted to dedicate to him, we don't know who him is yet, that partially has inspired me. First, I thought of his biography, but while writing it, I got bored, realizing I never read biographies myself. The idea rooted from the fact that he, my grandfather Vincenzo, used buckets to collect both his needs that timely ended up fertilizing the garden, and his garden hovered in air of infinite. So hereby, to my grandfather Vincenzo Parisi, and to those that seize the time in experiencing and diffusing the perfume of life. Profound indeed. Actually, so orto means garden, like vegetable garden, and so Orto Parisi would be, of course, Parisi is his grandfather's last name, and then Orto is garden, is in vegetable garden, not backyard like they use in British English, and then of course Boccanera is referring to what we talked about earlier as part of the manifesto of this project. Interesting. A lot going on here. This fragrance certainly does not disappoint. When you're thinking of Alessandro Galtieri and you're thinking of Black Afghano, you're thinking, okay, that is an incredibly unforgettable fragrance. So is this one. A lot they're similar in many ways, in the sense that unforgettable, last forever in a day, and they're not versatile, but they are both home runs in what they seek to accomplish. Okay, so let's look at the notes, and then I'll describe the actual smell itself. So the notes, there are many of them. You can check in Fragrantica. The ones that I picked out were definitely dark chocolate. To me, this is a dark chocolate-based fragrance. Then after that, I also picked up ginger and black pepper. And then I did not pick this up, but I did notice this one. This one actually is a hard note for me to discern, which is sandalwood. And it's so common. It should be, I guess, obvious, but it must be kind of a camouflage note or something, because that note is hard for me to identify. So definitely dark chocolate is the main player. Black pepper is quite clear. So is ginger. And then after that, it is with sandalwood, and there's some other things, chili pepper. There are other notes, but those are the main notes that I got. Now, here's the smell. I want you to think of somebody who is trying to open up a business, and they're trying to open up a chocolatier. Yep, a chocolate store. They're opening up a chocolatier, and it's exquisite, European, Swiss. How's that? Dark chocolate. So on the counter, all you see are bars of dark chocolate. And the person has just finished remodeling the kitchen because they're about to open. And so it smells of paint, primer, and furniture lacquer. Because what you get in this, what I get, especially in the initial blast, is you get a combination of dark chocolate mixed with paint primer / furniture lacquer. And I don't say that in a bad way, because here's the bad news. The bad news is, I mean, it does smell like paint primer. It does. The good news, though, is right when you think the paint primer is going to rise and take over, it actually becomes more subtle, and the dark chocolate takes over. So if you don't like the initial blast, just hold on, because the dark chocolate is the main player, as I said earlier. So, and that will actually come into play later when I talk about my review, my rating for this. Okay, so here we are, chocolatier, about ready to open, paint primer, furniture lacquer, and then bars of exquisite, delicious, mouth-watering dark chocolate from Zurich and Geneva. There you have it. There you have it. That's why you demand TCG content. Okay, so when it comes to longevity, projection, and sillage, this one is definitely like Black Afghano in the sense that, wow, projection is excellent, well within an arm's length. I mean, more than an arm's length. This is one you would have to be careful with the trigger. And then the other thing is the longevity for me was absolutely fantastic. This is a 12 plus, and in fact, just a little bit ago, I got ready for the day, and my watch band from yesterday still has Orto Parisi Boccanera on it. That's from yesterday. So, and these are dabs, not sprays. So there. This is one of the ones. This is $195 for 50 milliliter, 1.7 fluid ounces, and this is one of the few times when this cranky old man actually would have no problem with that. Does longevity, projection, and sillage live up to the price? Yes. Would I pay this amount for this fragrance? I would. And then sillage is another one that's fantastic. Coming in and out of rooms, this would be definitely another. It's just like Black Afghano in the sense that it's a daring fragrance. It's for the bold. It's not for the meek. You will get noticed and you will get complimented. Right before I hit record, I was thinking about this because this would make my list again for the black leather jacket, just like Black Afghano. Here's the difference, though. When I think of Black Afghano, I think more of yes, definitely romantic, right? Definitely a romantic night out with the black leather jacket. But I would choose that one if I went out with a bunch of guys to a concert. I would choose that one. It's definitely a metal slash rock concert type of fragrance. This one, it's certainly not subdued. This one is more of a gourmand, and it has. I would choose this one more as the romantic black leather jacket, and I don't think I would reach for this if I went out with a bunch of guys to a concert. That's really the difference. This one has just a. I just love the dark chocolate, and this one is wonderful to smell. I mean, he has really done impressive work of the few fragrances that I have smelled by him thus far. Okay, so there you have it. Now, when it comes to seasons, things also get easy. This one is definitely a fall-winter, and if you wanted to, I don't know, basically blast the barbecue party out of the town, you could also wear it in the heat. But if you are in a hot climate, I'd be very, very, very careful with something like this. This, with the one exception though, is if your skin eats up fragrance, this one would be fantastic though in hot, just because it projects quite well, but the longevity is just off the charts. So I really appreciated that one. It's not too boisterous, but I think it would work much, much better in cooler climates, obviously. All right, well, when it comes to gender, this one is also a unisex fragrance, which is quite common for the niche companies. I do see this one as more masculine. I see this one as probably 65-35. I'd say about 60, almost, let's just say two-thirds of the people who own this, who went out and bought it and won it in their collection, would be men, and 1/3 would be women. I wouldn't call this ultra masculine, but I would say it's just squarely in the masculine category if you believe in such categories. We talked about the season. Now, event, again, just like Black Afghano, this one is not versatile at all, but it is a very, very romantic fragrance. Definitely one for, this one would be perfect for, like, you go to a party with your date. People are going to notice you. They're going to give you compliments. You're going to get unsolicited compliments. He or she will also appreciate this fragrance on you. And then later on, when you guys go out and you're by yourselves, then it will still be able to be picked up easily, because this thing is definitely, well, first of all, you would not be wanting to wear this to your work. This is not a work shift fragrance, but you would get easily 8 hours out of it. If you get off work and put at 5 o'clock, you get home, let's say you get home at 6 o'clock. So you're going to go out from 6 on. Even if you hit the clubs, this is going to go well past 2 a.m. So in some counties in the U.S., from 2 to 5 in the morning, they have these bring your own beer clubs. They can't sell it, but you can take beer, and they will actually stay open until 5 in the morning. So if you put this guy on at 6 p.m. and you go to one of those after hour parties / bars that are open till like 5 or 6 in the morning, okay, then this will be going strong. If you go to the nightlife in Spain and you're going to the clubs until 5 or 6 in the morning, and they're playing techno music in the background, electronic music, hard style with Brennan Hart, then you will absolutely love this fragrance. Wow. So here's the thing. I had a hard time when it came to the rating, because I gave Black Afghano a 5 out of 5, and I do feel like this is in the same class. I really, really liked it. Here's why I have to go 4. It's not because of the price. I have to go 4 because I feel like the paint primer / furniture lacquer is just toned up enough for me to take off a point. Yep, I know you're upset, and I understand that. 4 out of 5, dangerously close. If they do a reformulation, so So, Signore Galtieri, if you're listening to this, do me a favor and tone down what I guess it'd be what? The ginger and the chili pepper mixed? I'm not sure, but tone down the paint primer element to this and amp up even more the delicious, seductive, sexy, romantic dark chocolate. Then I would go 5 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for this unforgettable fragrance. I really have enjoyed all 4 samples from Lucky Scent, although I will not miss doing these dabs, which is incredibly awkward. But anyway, 4 out of 5 for Boccanera. A lot going on in the nomenclature, a lot going on with the project, a lot going on with the perfumer, a lot going on with this fragrance, and a lot going on with this episode. 4 out of 5. Here we go. For Boccanera by Orto Parisi. We'll go one on each wrist and 1 on each side of the neck. And I will use hands that are cut up from puppy biting. And just to show you how potent this stuff is, look at that. Look at that. I'm not even below. Look, let me just take. I don't know if, yeah, here you go. Here you go. So look at that. I'm about what, halfway? This is potent stuff. This is very, very strong. All right, there you have it. And in fact, here's what we'll do. If Galtieri decides to tone down the paint primer element and amp up the dark chocolate, I will go 5 out of 5. Boom. All right, there you have it, folks. Another episode by the boards. I hope you're doing well. Please take care. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. So with regard to age, I don't see too many college students pulling this one off. And so I'm going to go 25 and up with regard to the age. 25 and up as far as people who actually sought this out, bought this bottle. You know I'm going to say, partly because college students are not going to be able to drop $200 for a 1.7 ounce. But you know, if they can, I don't know that they would still choose this one. So I'm going to say 25 and up for this fragrance. And there you have it.